Hey, y'all, I want to get on and encourage y'all real quick. I love saying that. But one of the things I've been thinking, like I told y'all before, if I don't have anything to say or anything doesn't, resonate with me, I don't make these videos. I don't make these videos because I want 1 million followers or anything like that. I make these videos because I like to encourage people. A lot of the times it's hard for me to make these videos because I have to go back to a place that I'm no longer at. And that can invoke emotions that are no longer there. So it's like when I talk about my ex and the things I went through in my marriage and all that different type of stuff, if I was in that situation, there's no way that I could talk to y'all about it. I wouldn't tell y'all, no way. But I'm able to talk about it because I have been doing the work to heal from that situation. I have done the work. I have been able to forgive all people associated with the situation. I make some of these videos and people are like, well, they'll say little things. I don't think some people listen. When I make these videos, I think some people extract what they want to hear, but they'll miss the part where this was 4 or 5 years ago and be like, you need to let that go. And I tell these stories based off of where I was because a lot of people are still there. I am not going through any of the things that I was going through in my marriage or after when I got a divorce. I don't have any issues with my ex-husband at all. No issues with him. So, could I have said that 2 years ago, 3 years ago? No, I couldn't. Because I did not understand that holding on to everything that he did to me and everything that I did to him or everything that happened in the marriage was only affecting me. It wasn't affecting him. That's why I tell y'all, people be like, I'm not forgiving this person and all that. It doesn't matter. You can hold on to unforgiveness all you want to. You're making yourself sick. They don't care. They don't. All the years I held on to everything that happened, or everything, all the bad things that happened, all the trauma and all that different type of stuff. I always say this man was still living his life. He didn't say, oh, he couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep, he couldn't be in no relationships, he couldn't do none of that because of what I was going through. No, I was the one dealing with that. I was the one that couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. It was hard for me to be in relationships because of what he did to me and what I was doing to me by not forgiving. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. I cannot stress that enough. I cannot stand when people get in my comments and say they not forgiving somebody. Oh, well, that's you. That person don't care. You are hurting yourself. I make these videos because I'm telling y'all, 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to run this man over. I wanted him out of here. I wanted him to pay for everything that he did to me. Everything. And at times, I got to see that. I got to see things happen, and a part of me was happy about it. I was happy about somebody else, something bad happening to somebody else. That's sad. That's ridiculous. It don't matter what they did to me. That's how you know you haven't forgiven somebody. When you happy to see something bad happen to them. When you always telling us, every time you talk to somebody, you telling the story, you telling the story, you telling the story. You get so addicted to telling the story that even when you're healed, you tell the story because you're just so used to it. Because it's a part of you that feels a certain type of way when you tell this story. Because you get to be the victim. And I remember telling a story like earlier this year. I'm like, why am I telling this story? I ain't studying this man. Why are you telling the story? Because a part of you is used to telling the story. You're used to telling everybody the story. You don't live in it no more. You don't whatever. But the reason why those emotions were invoked is because I make these videos. I have to tell the story. And sometimes it'll make me feel some type of way because I'm like, I'm not there no more. But I know that I have to remember some things because I know some of y'all want to run your ex over right now. You want to take them out now. You don't understand what you're going through now. You're crying, you're broken, you're hurt. You don't want to live no more. I've been through all it. I'm not there no more. This is why I make these videos. Because I know some of y'all are still there. And a lot of y'all, this is your only way out. You got to see, a lot of times we got to see somebody else that made it. Because if we don't see somebody else that made it, we don't think we can make it. We don't think we can make it when we don't see that somebody else made it. I went through some of the toughest emotions associated with that divorce, and I mean toughest. I was like, God, you could have. I know I got divorced, but it didn't have to be like this. Did I have to see this or see that or see that? All those type of emotions. I feel like it was like the worst. I feel like the healing took me longer because things kept replaying in my face. And some of y'all probably dealing with that now. And you need encouragement. Because more than like everybody that went through some type of heartbreak, whether it was your family, you did it, or you've been in a relationship. Everybody that listens to my videos haven't been divorced. But I'm telling you, some of y'all need to hear these videos before you go and waste your time. You can always learn from somebody. Some way, whether it's good or bad, you can always learn how to be. You can learn how to be or how not to be. For real. I learned it. So I just wanted to encourage y'all, and let you know, like, where you are right now, if you feel like you're in a place that you're not going to be able to forgive, you're not going to be able to move on, it's hard for you, you hate everybody, you hate yourself, I am letting you know you're going to make it. You're going to make it. But it requires you to not give up. And you're probably like, I ain't got no choice but to give up. You do have a choice. Everybody has a choice to give up. You can really give up right now. You can give up on yourself, your children, you have a choice to give up. But the fact that you haven't says a lot about you. The fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you're always searching and asking God and trying to get help means that you are fighting to not give up. And I'm proud of you. If nobody else told you, I'm proud of you. Keep going. If you got to get therapy, if you got to get on medication, you keep going. Certain situations were strategically placed in your life to make you give up. They were. They was placed for you to hate God, yourself, and every living human being on the earth. And be isolated because you don't trust nobody. You got to defeat that. Because then that puts fear in your heart and you're scared to move forward in life. You got to defeat that. And that's by not giving up. 10 minutes finna come on, y'all. So, I love y'all.